tonight. We are excited to bring some of these stories to you. We hope that these stories of joy and sorrow and resilience in what seem to be insurmountable obstacles inspire you to reflect on your own life and see how you too can be an agent for change, but more importantly, how you will not stop and always keep going in the face of adversity. So, with that, our host is the perfect embodiment of all of these things. Over the last few months, I have had the pleasure of getting to know and collaborate with her, and I am constantly in awe of the incredible work that she does, as well as her absolutely insanely amazing resume. So our host, Samar Ali, is the president and CEO of Millions of Conversations, which is a national organization based in Tennessee. The whole goal of the organization and why she was a co-founder is to bring Americans together around common values for a shared future. She also is a research professor at Vanderbilt University, where her work specifically focuses on economic development, human rights, and, oh my gosh, I've just blanked. And national security. Thank you so much. Finally, but not actually finally, because her resume is like 10 pages long, she also is a young global leader with the World Economic Forum and is very active in finding ways to transcend the divides that we have across our globe currently happening as we continue to fracture. So, with that, I am so honored to bring to the stage one of the most impressive storytellers I know, and your host tonight, Samar Ali.
Thank you. That was amazing and so well done and incredibly generous. So thank you, Lindsay, and thank you, Clinton Global Initiative. We are really excited to be here tonight. We have a special story studio planned for you, and I just wanted to say thank you again, all of you, and also for the planners of this beautiful evening. So I'm going to start actually with a little story about myself that I'm going to take you back about a decade. And I was in a great mood. Things just were so exciting and looking up in my life. I just recently got engaged to my Lebanese fiance. I accepted a position in the White House as a White House fellow, a dream come true with 12 additional fellows that I was really excited to be in fellowship with. I was going to be starting in 10 days, and I made a special trip to Lebanon before the fellowship began because I knew that was going to be the main time period to plan the wedding with my fiance before I started the fellowship. I parked the car, actually was driving, and to meet my fiance for an appointment. He was coming from another place in Beirut. And I stepped out of the car, and I was standing on the Mediterranean. The sun was shining. I could feel the warmth. It was August 2010, and my phone rang. And I recognized the number. It was from the White House. So I answered it. I was like, this is interesting. I wasn't expecting the call. And it was the morning in Washington, afternoon in Beirut. And it was Director Cindy Mullis on the call. She was the director of the White House Fellows Program. And she sounded stressed. And she said, are you in a safe location? I said, well, it's relative. This is Beirut. And I said, well, at the moment, yes, I'm feeling pretty safe. And she said, okay, do you feel okay? And I said, yeah, what's going on? And she said, well, we're receiving death threats about you. And, the White House issued a memo that announced your appointment. And since then, we have received increasingly alarming threats to your life, and we're worried about your safety. And it seems what has happened here is that you've been the target of a disinformation campaign because of your background as a Palestinian Syrian Muslim American. And there are conspiracy theories circulating that you are trying to infiltrate the U.S. government and bring us down from within. And that you're further proof that President Obama has a terrorist agenda and that you yourself are a terrorist. And she said, we're handling the situation as best as we can, but we wanted to make sure that you know, and please do not speak to the press. The White House press secretary will be handling all calls. If you do receive any requests, please reply no comment and direct them to the White House press secretary. My mood changed. I hung up the phone, and suddenly I no longer felt the warmth of the Mediterranean sun. I felt chills going down my spine. And I thought to myself, could I really be feeling safer in Beirut, Lebanon right now than in my own home country where I was born and raised, where I want to serve in the government? So I walked into the appointment, no longer my happy self. My husband, well, my fiance at the time could tell, and he immediately said, "What's wrong? What happened?" And I told him the story, and he said, "Is it worth it? Is all of this really worth it? Do you still want to go?" And I said, "Yes." And I reflected on that answer of yes for a long time now as to why. And I'm glad I said yes, and I'm glad I served. And in part, if I had said no, the hate industrial complex would have won. The work continues, and we all have a place in that work, even if it means that we have to take the risks that we take. We have to keep going. We have to keep moving. And that is what this is all about.